Welcome to Networking Arizona with host Carol Blonder. You'll hear interviews with businesses located throughout the valley. Networking, it makes a difference.
If I traded it all.
So welcome to the show, everyone. It's a little crazy out there today. As you all know, I made it possible for everybody to talk on the air about what they do. And if you want to get yourself heard, just give us a call here at the station. Our number here is 602-277-5369. You got to check me out. It's on networkingarizona.net and see what I do and what I've brought to Arizona. I'm going to go in with my first guests. I have with me Hillary Boris and also Mark Korp. Now, Hillary is the lead therapist of onPar Speech, and Mark is the business operations manager of onPar Speech. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Okay, tell everybody a little bit about what it is that you do, Mark, and then we're going to introduce Hillary. Go ahead.
I'm more the back end. I handle the business operations and the website and things like that.
Right.
Just the general.
onPar Speech, it's a school.
It's a clinic.
It's a clinic.
Yes.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about it. Tell us a little bit about what the whole thing is, because there's a lot of people out there, their kids or themselves. Do you do work with both children and adults?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about onPar Speech and what it's all about?
Sure. It's a private practice that we started with the hope of reaching kids who weren't getting services necessarily in the schools, or if they were getting services in the schools, not enough. And we try to get parents who are very involved in their kids' therapy.
Sure.
So that's one of our goals, is to attract that kind of clientele.
Okay. Now, I wanted to make sure, is it children only?
It's not children only, it's children and adults, but it's primarily children at this point.
Okay, so primary children, but also adults too. But what
Yes.
ages?
3 through 21.
Okay, so that's about it. And that's awesome because, there's a lot of people out there, especially when their children are younger, they start to hear that there might be a little issue and they really don't know what to do.
Right.
If somebody does that, if that happens, what is the first thing? I'm going right off my own stuff here so I can make you more comfortable, okay? So what is the first thing a parent should do?
Go to their pediatrician.
Okay. And what do they do when they do that?
If they have concerns, they need to tell their pediatrician, look, my child isn't talking at this point, or they only have a few words. And typically by the age of 2, if children aren't speaking, that's when the pediatrician would recommend a referral to a speech therapist.
Right. Do they need a referral to come to you?
They don't.
Okay, so that's great. I love your hours. Okay, this is awesome what you've done. You've got 3 Valley locations, right? And you also come to people's homes as well. So that's awesome that you can do that, because there's a lot of kids that would they can't be able to travel to you, so that you can also go to them. So you have your hours are 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday. Saturdays 7 to 1 p.m. You can either call them, you can get a consult. You do a free consultation with them.
Do.
Okay, and also they can also do that through your home as well. You got to check them out on their website. It's onparspeech.com. So it's onPar speech.com, and their phone number is 480-579-3909. And what we're going to do, they've got this giveaway. It's really cool. It's for the kids and the parents as well. These are like a hands-on type of book, right?
Yes.
There are 3 books that they're going to get, and I'm going to just tell them a little bit about the books.
Okay. One is called Beyond Baby Talk, and it's a little bit more research-based. It outlines child development from birth to 5 years. It includes literacy development, and it's basically a guide for parents to kind of gain a better understanding of what their child is doing, what they should expect.
What's the other one? It's The Cow Says Moo. Go ahead.
The Cow Says Moo is a very practical, hands-on book that gives basic suggestions to parents for helping their children speak.
And the other one is My Toddler Talks.
That's very similar to The Cow Says Moo. Again, very basic strategies and techniques that anybody can implement.
So I'm going to tell everybody that's listening right now, may not be for you, but you might know somebody who has an issue with their speech. Children from what age again?
3 through 21.
3 through 21. And our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. These are parent-friendly books, and we've got everyone getting entered into win. There's 3 sets that they want to give to everybody. So our number here again is 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. What does a speech therapist do? Help me with my speech, right? Tell me what you do.
Traditionally, speech therapists have helped people with their sound production, primarily kids with S's, L's, or R's, lisps. But it's so much more than that now. Now speech therapists are working with adults who've had strokes with swallowing. Swallowing is a very big thing in our field. And we're working a lot with kids with autism on the autism spectrum. And the autism spectrum is huge. So every child who has autism is different than every other child with autism.
Sure.
But we see a lot of language delays in that population. We work with kids who have language disorders that we don't know where they come from, what causes them, but they have disorders. We work with children who stutter, who have trouble with fluency. And more traditionally, we work with kids who do have issues with pronouncing different sounds.
What made you decide to open up onPar Speech?
We wanted to open up a clinic that was very family-centered, very parent-centered, because a lot of the time when the kids receive services in schools, the parents aren't quite as involved. They can't see the sessions. They don't see what I'm doing or how I'm doing it. And with onPar Speech, the parents are able to sit in on the sessions, and they can ask me questions. They can say to me, why are you doing this way?
So it's really hands-on for
Yes.
the family.
Yes.
Wow,
Yes.
that's awesome. Now, they have 3 Valley locations, Gilbert, Scottsdale, and Mesa. They do free consultations. They not only will let you go to them Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturdays, 7 to 1 p.m. You can check them out on their website. It's onPar, P-A-R, speech.com. You can also call them. Their phone number, it's 480-579-3909. And our lines are open here. And guys out there, whether you're a grandmother or grandpa, whatever it is, a mom and dad, or anyone who knows someone that might have a speech situation, these books are fantastic for them. And you can call us here. We're giving 3 of these sets of 3 books away. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. They are parent-friendly books in language development. They're really easy reads, and they would be great for anyone who's dealing with something like that. 602-277-5369. So you kind of went through a lot of the different services, but do you offer any others that you want to talk about?
Yes, we do. We actually offer some classes. We offer classes in child language development. We offer classes in how to stimulate your child's language development. We offer classes on make and take, so how to make materials for your child if they're in therapy or if you want to help them on your own at home. So we have the classes, and we have a meetup group that's affiliated.
I want to talk to you about that because we only have a couple minutes, so it's going to go by real fast. So tell them about that. What you're doing with that? Go ahead.
It's called East Valley Speech and Spectrum, and it's for families with children with disabilities such as autism, and families with children who have language impairments that may or may not be due to a developmental disability. So our intention is to get speakers to come and give some education, to give support to people whose children have disabilities, and to kind of be a source of comfort.
And so these workshops that you're putting on, they're like meetups. They're kind of like that, right?
Yes.
How do they get involved with it? How will they be able to go in and get up on a meetup? And will they be able to see it on there?
They're through meetup.com.
Okay.
So if they do a search on, let's say,
East Valley Speech and Spectrum, you can find that on meetup.com.
Okay, go ahead. So this is really cool. You're looking for people out there that can actually speak for you. Is that what you're looking for?
we're looking for people who can come in and who can educate and speak on topics that I might not be knowledgeable about, and speak on topics that are of interest to people in this population.
You can check it out on meetup.com. It's East Valley Speech and Spectrum. And our number here, get entered in to win these books. They'd be fabulous for anyone. It is 602-277-5369. Check them out. It's onparspeech.com. So welcome back, everyone. My next guest is Debbie, and I hope I say it right. It's Sigowski, and she is the owner of Butterflies Are Free Care Home. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Well, you got to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do. And I got to ask you something, too. I want you to tell them why you call it Care Home.
Because I care.
That's awesome. I love that answer. Go ahead.
Well, I've been doing this kind of work for 20 plus years, and I have always enjoyed working with the elderly. They're my care of choice, the people I care for, because I don't know, they're just awesome people to take care of. It's what I enjoy. It's my love. I've done a lot of nursing, and I've always gone back to working in geriatrics. So
I want to talk a little bit about that because you do obviously different services, but some things that I want to get out. Do you work with people valley-wide?
I do all over the valley,
Okay.
even out of state.
Okay. And do you do free consultations with these people? You got to.
I sure do. They can call me at 480-338-0881 or check me out on my, we're actually through the Surprise Chamber of Commerce, so they can go to the Surprise Chamber of Commerce and check our website out there as well.
Now, let's talk a little bit about some of the different things that you offer for people. First of all, it does take a special person to do something like this. And the people that are listening, I'm going to tell you right now, having your parents staying in their home is obviously number one, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
To keep them that way. But also, if you think you can do it, you know, everybody says, I'm going to have my parents, I'll take care of you. I thought I could eat too. No way. There's no way. So tell them why they should use someone like you.
I'm sorry. Yeah, the reason why they need somebody like me
Yeah.
is because, first of all, this is my life. This is what I do, and I'm here to give them 100% of me. So I'm all about them. I like to take each individual person and treat them special. They're just not, one of 10 or 20. I'm about giving quality care to each individual person and making them. In other words, I'm gonna treat them like if they were at home.
Right.
They're gonna get the meals that they want. They're gonna get the time that they need. I'm all about giving each of them quality time. If I have to set aside what I'm doing to sit down and chat with them, that's important to me. That's
Sure.
important to give them.
Now, your home is
quality
where?
time.
Where are you located? Where when you say you provide up to 6 residents? What does that mean?
That means we can fit 6 residents in our home.
Okay.
And currently, we're living here, so we have 2 right now. We also we take in respite residents as well as people out of the that need to come for rehab. We take them. We're in Surprise, Arizona. So if we were to have 6, we would have to move out. But currently, Steve and I live here.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then one of us would be here at all times. If we had to move out,
Right.
so one of us would come back and stay. And
Some of the different services that I see that you offer here, okay? You say that you offer, obviously, geriatric services and solutions, but you also have St. James Long-Term Care. What is that?
St. James Long-Term Care Pharmacy. They're a pharmacy, so they will take care of all the meds. So I don't have to run, or the family doesn't have to run to Fry's or run to Walgreens or run to Sam's. St. James will bring it right to the door. They'll take care of briefs, wipes, gloves. They handle all the paperwork. Their prices are they either price match or lower what the people are already paying as far as their medications. So it's just an added convenience, so the family doesn't have to run around and do extra work.
And it is nice. I actually had somebody in my family who went to a home like this, and it was absolutely phenomenal for them. And it doesn't necessarily have to be for a long term. It could be that they are sick and then they can, or how does that work?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like right now I had I have a little guy here. His family had an emergency. His daughter that takes care of him, so they had to go out of town. So she called me and said, could I bring him over? And then an hour later, he was here.
Wow.
So, if it's, things like life happens, and so people are free to, if they need to get out of town, they need to take a break, they can call and say, can I bring my mother or my father, my wife, whatever, here for a long weekend or a week or whatever. So I'm definitely open to that.
So their phone number is 480-338-0881. You can also check them out through the Surprise Chamber. She's got 20 plus years of experience, and they do a free consultation. So you should give her a call, especially if you have a need for something like this, or if you don't, you should write it down because you never know. So 480-338-0881. Let's talk about your caregivers.
Yes. My caregivers have to go through a trained, they have to be licensed caregivers, and the difference with a caregiver and a CNA is a caregiver passes meds. So my caregivers can actually give meds. They have to be trained in that. They're CPR trained. They're trained in, they're CPR. They have to have their
fully licensed
first aid and that sort of thing. And then we have to do, every month they have to do credit hours to keep up with the training, and they have to do that. It's mandatory here in our home because we're state licensed as well as Surprise licensed through the city of Surprise. So that's a mandatory thing, and we stand behind that as well.
Again, you can check them out through the Surprise Chamber. Their phone number is 480-338-0881, and they'll do a free consultation with you as well. I also wanted to know what it meant by family members are included in the residence service plan and their care plan. What does that mean?
Well, we when the residents come, we write up a care plan. In other words, what the family expects, the kind of care they expect their loved one to have. And so we want to know those things. We want to know what expectations does the family have, and they can help us fill out the care plan. We want our mom to go outside and take a walk every day. We want her to be active. We want her to be, read to. We want to make sure she has takes a shower twice a week or whatever. Things like that the family can be a part of that care plan. So it's not a secret. The family can come in, we can work on that together, and it's a team effort.
So you're located in Surprise, and they'll have up to 6 residents, and this is an option, and it's an option either something for long-term or short-term. You can call them at 480-338-0881. They do free consultation. She has 20 years plus of experience. They also, all their caregivers are obviously trained and licensed and everything for that. Again, that number is 480-338-0881. We have a couple of minutes here. So I want to talk about, obviously, the security and the safety of your home.
Yes, we have an alarm system on the home. So if our residents go outside, an alarm goes off. We also have, if there's a fire, we have an alarm system for that as well. We have a sprinkler system throughout the whole house, in the garage.
But the safety, like for instance, the bathrooms are all that equipped for everything for somebody who might need the assistance for all of that?
Exactly. We have all grab bars in there. We have, if we have to get, say, like a bed alarm because we have somebody that likes to wander, we can also do that. We like to be able to work with each individual resident as they come in, and if there's special things that we have to get, then we're more than happy to do what we can do to get that for our residents.
Real quickly, I want to just tell them about the home and how homey it is, and tell them how wonderful it is. Go ahead.
Well, we have, when people come into our home, they say, wow, this doesn't even, I think people think that they're walking into a facility. Well, when they come into our home, they're walking into a home. This is a home, and we want our residents to live here. We don't want them to stuck in their bedroom. We want them to be a part of the family. My little lady helps me cook. We make homemade ice cream. I allow her to help me figure out the menu for the weeks, and she just loves taking a part of that.
It really sounds wonderful, and it is located in Surprise. It's a different situation. You might want to look into it, and it's 480-338-0881. You can also check them out at the Surprise Chamber.